Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Mahārāja's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Mahārāja on May 5th, 2022 in Sri Mayapur, India.
Karoti Vachalam
Pangum Langayate Girim
Nati Vasavan Vande
Shri Gurum Dinatarinam
Maharananda Madhavam.
Shri Caitanya Ish. Continuing from the Caitanya Leela class chapter, Bhagavatam is the explanation of Brahma Sutra. 2. Full purport of Mahabharata. 3. Purport of Brahma Gayatri. And 4. The expansion of all Vedic knowledge. Under the section Caitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.131.
ভাগবতে সর্বত্র সম্বন্ধ অভিধেয় প্রয়োজন তত্ত্ব বর্ণিত। অতএব ভাগবতে এই তিন কয় সম্বন্ধ অভিধেয় প্রয়োজনময়।
Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, thus one's relationship with the Lord, activities in devotional service and the attainment of the highest goal of life, love of Godhead, are the subject matters of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Srimad Bhagavatam, according to these three important subjects.
So, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there are three important subjects.
These are all covered.
These are all covered.
So, Srimad Bhagavatam should be seen as a natural commentary of the Vedanta Sutra.
So, the Srimad Bhagavatam has to be seen as the natural commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. Caitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.132.
সম্বন্ধদূতক শ্লোকের দৃষ্টান্ত বদন্তিত তত্ত্ববিদ তত্ত্ব যজ্ঞানম অধ্যয়ম ব্রহ্মেতি পরমাত্মেতি ভগবানেতি ষষ্ঠতে।
Translation. The absolute truth is known by the self-realized souls as the unified identity known by the different names. Impersonal Brahman, localized Paramatma, and Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.11. For an explanation, see Adi Leela chapter 2 verse 11.
The second initiated. It's not. So now these three aspects of the absolute truth.
The second initiated devotees should know the three aspects of the absolute truth, which are mentioned here. Caitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.133.
শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতের তৃতীয় স্কন্ধের পঞ্চম অধ্যায়ের 23 নম্বর শ্লোকে রয়েছে,
Translation. Before the cosmic manifestation was created, the creative propensity was merged in the Supreme Lord's person. At that time, all potencies and manifestations were preserved in His personality. The Lord is the cause of all causes, and He is the all-pervading, self-sufficient person. Before the creation, He existed with His spiritual potency in the spiritual world, wherein various Vaikuntha planets are manifested. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 3.5.23.
So, Lord Krishna, he existed before the material world.
So, Lord Krishna existed even before the material world.
The creation of the material world through Lord Krishna.
And the creation of material world is done through Lord Krishna.
But he is the cause of all causes.
Therefore, he is the cause of all causes.
So, the Mayavadi philosophers think that Krishna is the product of Maya.
So, the Mayavadi philosophers think that Krishna is a product of Maya.
But this proves that since the Lord exists before Maya,
But this disproves that since the Lord existed before Maya. Caitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.134.
শ্রীমদ ভাগবতের প্রথম স্কন্ধের তৃতীয় অধ্যায় 28 নম্বর শ্লোকে রয়েছে এত চংস কলা পুংস কৃষ্ণস্তু ভগবান স্বয়ং ইন্দ্রাণী বিকুলম লোকম নিরয়ম দিয়োগে।
Translation. All these incarnations of Godhead are either plenary portion or parts of the plenary portion of the Purusha avatars. But Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. In every age, he protects the world through his different features when the world is disturbed by the enemies of Indra. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.28. For an explanation, see Adi Leela, chapter 2, text number 67.
Lord Krishna descends different avatars.
So, Lord Krishna sends different avatars.
Also, once in a day of Brahma, he descends as himself.
Also, once in a day of Brahma, he descends as himself.
This way, he protects Lord Indra and his devas.
And this way, he protects Lord Indra and various devas.
Establishes the religious principles in the world.
And establishes the religious principles in the world. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.135.
ভাগবতের সর্বত্র অবিধেয় কৃষ্ণ ভক্তি বর্ণিত। এই সম্বন্ধ শোনো অবিধেয় ভক্তি ভাগবতে প্রতি শ্লোকে ব্যাপে যার স্থিতি।
Translation. This is one's eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now please hear about the execution of devotional service. This principle pervades each and every verse of Srimad Bhagavatam.
So, Srimad Bhagavatam, science on how to execute devotional service.
So, Srimad Bhagavatam is the science of how to execute devotional service.
All the verses, this science is expanded.
Throughout the verses, this science is expanded. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.136.
অবিধেয় দ্যোতক শ্লোকের দৃষ্টান্ত। শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতের একাদশ স্কন্ধের চতুর্দশ অধ্যায়ের 21 নম্বর শ্লোকে রয়েছে
Translation. Lord Krishna said, being very dear to the devotees and sadhus, I am attained through unflinching faith and devotional service. This Bhakti Yoga system, which gradually increases attachment for me, purifies even a human being born among dog eaters. That is to say, everyone can be elevated to the spiritual platform by the process of Bhakti Yoga. Purport. This verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.14.21.
Greatness of Bhakti Yoga is glorified in this verse.
The greatness of Bhakti Yoga is glorified in this verse.
Because here Lord Krishna reveals those who are fully dedicated to universal service he delivers.
Of course, here Lord Krishna fully says that those who are dedicated in devotional service, he delivers them.
Lord Caitanya is Krishna, the most merciful one.
But Lord Chaitanya is Lord Krishna in his most merciful form.
He does not say you have to surrender.
But he does not say that you have to surrender.
He says he gives out mercy without considering who is qualified and who is not qualified to receive it.
He said he gives out mercy without considering who is qualified or who is not qualified.
So therefore he is the most merciful.
Therefore, he is the most merciful. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.137.
শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতের একাদশ স্কন্ধের চতুর্থ অধ্যায়ের 20 নম্বর শ্লোক রয়েছে।
Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna said, "My dear Uddhava, neither through Ashtanga Yoga, the mystic yoga system to control the senses, nor through impersonal monism or any analytical study of the absolute truth, nor through study of the Vedas, nor through austerities, charities, or acceptance of sannyasa can one satisfy me as much as by developing unalloyed devotional service unto me." Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.14.20. For an explanation, see Adi Leela, chapter 17, text number 76.
Krishna is revealing the essence of Uddhava in the 11th canto.
Krishna is speaking the essence to Uddhava in the 11th canto,
It is also known as the Uddhava Gita.
which is also known as the Uddhava Gita.
Here Krishna reveals Bhakti Yoga is the most dear to him.
And here Krishna reveals that Bhakti Yoga is the most dear to him.
So, one practice Bhakti Yoga than everything else.
It is more important that one practices Bhakti Yoga than anything else.
The hostas, the men, the women, everyone, they practice Bhakti Yoga and achieve full perfection.
The Grihasthas, the married women, everyone, if they practice Bhakti Yoga, they will achieve full perfection.
So,
Men or women. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.138.
শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতের একাদশ স্কন্ধের দ্বিতীয় অধ্যায়ের 37 নম্বর শ্লোকে রয়েছে।
Translation. When the living entity is attracted by the material energy, which is separate from Krishna, he is overpowered by fear. Because he is separated from the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the material energy, his conception of life is reversed. In other words, instead of being the eternal servant of Krishna, he becomes Krishna's competitor. This is called Viprayayo Asmriti. To nullify this mistake, one who is actually learned and advanced worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead as his spiritual master, worshipful deity and the source of life. He thus worships the Lord by the process of unalloyed devotional service. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.37.
So then, Mahārāja Swami asked Lord Caitanya, who am I?
So, when Sanatan Goswami asked Lord Chaitanya, "Who am I?"
Lord Caitanya said, Jivesarupai Nitya Krishna Das.
Lord Chaitanya says, "Jiver Sarupahoy Nitya Krishna Das."
You are the eternal servant of Krishna.
You are the eternal servant of Krishna.
Krishna manifests Ananta Koti Brahmanda universes.
Krishna manifests Ananta Koti Brahmanda universes.
That's 1/4 of his total energy.
And that's 1/4 of his total energy.
But the 3/4 He manifests the spiritual world like Vaikuntha and Golok.
And the 3/4 he manifests the spiritual world, Vaikuntha and Golok Vrindavan.
We are tasked to the world. Want to compete with Krishna. That's ridiculous.
So, if we are attached to the material world and want to compete with Krishna, it's ridiculous.
Worship Krishna, the real purpose of human life.
Actually, to worship Krishna is the real purpose of human life. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.139.
প্রয়োজন কৃষ্ণ প্রেমের ভাজ্য লক্ষণ এবে শোন প্রেম যেই মূল প্রয়োজন মূলক অশ্রু নিত্য গীত যাহার লক্ষণ।
Translation. Now hear from me what actual love of Godhead is. It is the prime object of life and is symptomized by bodily trembling, tears in the eyes, chanting and dancing.
So, this happiness by love of Krishna,
So, this happiness by love of Krishna,
which is symbolized by these ecstatic emotions,
which is symptomized by these ecstatic emotions,
is so much more than anything material.
is so much more than anything returned.
So people should try to achieve this love of God.
So, people should try to achieve this love of Godhead. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.140.
প্রয়োজন কৃষ্ণ প্রেম দ্যোতক শ্লোকের দৃষ্টান্ত শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতের একাদশ স্কন্ধের 3য় অধ্যায়ের 31 শ্লোকে রয়েছে।
Translation. Pure devotees manifest spiritual bodily symptoms of ecstatic love simply by remembering and reminding others of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, who takes away everything inauspicious from the devotee. This position is attained by rendering devotional service according to the regulative principles and then rising to the platform of spontaneous love. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.3.31.
So, many religions of the world say the love of God is the primary goal.
So, many religions of the world say that the love of Godhead is the primary goal.
But how to achieve that remains a mystery.
But how to achieve that remains a mystery.
Here, Lord Caitanya is revealing the system.
Here, Lord Chaitanya is revealing the system.
Engaging in spontaneous growth of service on the love, spontaneous love.
By engaging in spontaneous devotional service, one develops spontaneous love. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.141.
শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতের একাদশ স্কন্ধের 2য় অধ্যায়ের 40 শ্লোকে রয়েছে।
Translation. When a person is actually advanced and takes pleasure in chanting the holy name of the Lord, who is very dear to him, he is agitated and loudly chants the holy name. He also laughs, cries, becomes agitated, and chants like a madman, not caring for outsiders. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.40.
Lord Chaitanya gave this spontaneous love freely.
So, Lord Chaitanya gave this spontaneous love freely.
I'm very fortunate to be Lord Chaitanya's disciplic successor.
And we are very fortunate to be in Lord Chaitanya's disciplic succession.
So we should chant Hare Krishna, and naturally these symptoms of love manifest.
So we should chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and naturally these symptoms of love develop.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we will continue tomorrow from part 2.
Do you like our ad-free videos? Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.